Hello, my name's Diana and I'm 25 years old. The incidents I'm going to tell you about happened a couple of years ago. It involves my ex-fiance Zach and his sister Eva. Eva and I had been friends before I started dating Zach. Eva and I worked at the same coffee shop and we ended up becoming really close. When we met, I was still a senior in high school while she was in her senior year of college. We had a good amount of years between the both of us, but we had bonded as we spent a lot of time together. On days that we had off, and we were both free, we would hang out even outside work hours. Now, before you think that that's weird that I started dating Eva, I had no idea that Eva even had a brother. We never talked about our families, and the few times we did, we only ever mentioned our parents. I met Zach when I was in my second year of university. Around this time, Eva had left the city and gone to another state to work. I missed her terribly, but I knew that this was an inevitable course of fate. We still kept in touch a lot and called each other every other day. Not only had she been a friend to me, but she had also been a mentor to me. She helped me get through a good portion of college and even taught me how to socialize properly. I was a very shy and antisocial kid. It was truly a miracle that I even managed to befriend Eva. Eva had told me that frat parties were the best way to find people. She told me that everyone was usually too drunk to actually judge you. Even though I wasn't big on parties, I went because it had been 2 years since I was in college and I had no friends. I spoke to a few people from my classes, but that was only for the purpose of assignments. I decided to take a leap of faith and go to this frat party that was happening. I didn't drink, and I didn't think I'd meet another sober soul at that party, but I did. I was just sitting on the couch because I was feeling overwhelmed by the number of people present and the loud music, and that's when I felt someone sit next to me. I looked up and saw a rather handsome boy who looked at me with concern. He introduced himself as Zach. "I'm sorry if this is all so sudden, but I couldn't help but notice that you look uncomfortable. Are you okay?" "Oh, yeah, I'm fine." "Did you drink a little too much, or did you drink something that was uncovered?" "Oh, no, I didn't drink anything. I'm very, very sober." "Ah, that's a shame. Is this your first time at a party?" "Yeah, how could you tell?" "Well, you look like you'd rather be anywhere else but here." "Okay, that's fair. I actually would much rather be back in my room reading a book instead of being shoved around by sweaty drunk strangers." "Why are you here then?" "Well, my friend convinced me that this was the best way to make friends in college, and like an idiot, I listened to her. I mean, surely there are better ways to make friends." "I can assure you there are way better ways to do that. But where's your friend? Shouldn't she be keeping you company?" "Oh, no, she's a few years older than me, and she's in a different state right now." "Oh, man, that's rough. You know what? Do you want to maybe go grab some burgers and milkshakes?" "I don't have a car, so I don't think that would be possible." "Ah, don't worry about that. I have a car. I can drive us." "I don't think it's smart for you to drive when you're drunk." "Drunk? I'm not drunk. I'm abstaining from alcohol at the moment. I partied a little too hard last week, and let me tell you, the aftermath was not pretty." "I don't believe you." "All right, then. There's this great but small burger joint just a little away from campus. You up for a walk?" Just as I was about to turn Zach down, a drunk girl fell on top of me and began to laugh really loud. I gently helped her get back up and turned back to Zach and told him that I was down for that walk. The burger joint was a good 40 minutes walk away from campus, but the walk did not feel that long. Zach and I got to know each other a lot better on that walk. He was in his second year as well, and he was a finance major. I told him that I was studying marketing. I also found out that we came from the same area of the city. When we got to the burger joint, we were ravenous and we ate like we had never seen food before. We got more comfortable with each other as time passed. On the walk back to campus, if you saw us, you'd think that we were drunk because of how loud we were laughing and how we were clutching each other so we didn't fall over from the laughter. Zach dropped me back to my dorm room and hugged me goodbye. We made sure to exchange numbers and promised to meet each other again. I was floating on cloud 9. Not only had I made a friend, but I also finally found a guy I liked. I had dated a few guys here and there in high school, but I had never had so much in my life with a guy. I was actually excited about college for the first time in my life. The college had always been something I dreaded, because I didn't think I'd ever fit in. But I knew that meeting Zach was about to be the start of something new. I couldn't wait to tell Eva about my night with Zach. I texted her and asked her if we could hop on a video call. About half an hour later, we were on video call, and one look at my face told Eva that something big had happened. What happened? Don't hide anything. I know something good happened. Well, I took your advice. Oh my God, did you go to the party? Against my better judgment, I hated it, Eva. Oh, well, at least you tried. I'm sorry that I suggested it. Maybe you could meet someone in the library? Oh, stop it. Let me finish what I'm trying to tell you. I was very uncomfortable at this party. I sat on the couch like the loner that I was, until a guy sat next to me and began talking to me. Uh-oh, did he do something bad? I swear if he touched you inappropriately, I will fly back there and beat the hell out of him. No, Eva. He was actually worried because he thought my drink got spiked. Oh, wow. That was not what I was expecting out of a drunk guy at a frat party. It's good to hear that, though. Yeah. You want to know what is even more shocking? He was not drunk. He was just a genuinely nice guy. What? That's insane. What's his name? His name is Zach. Huh. My brother also has the same name. Maybe this is a sign that I'll always be near you and you can never get rid of me. Oh, shut up, Eva. Anyways, did you guys become friends? I think so. I mean, the both of us went on a long walk to this burger joint and got burgers and milkshakes together. We laughed a lot and we exchanged numbers. If that doesn't mean that there's potential to be friends, I don't know what it means. Oh, look at you go. I'm so glad that you managed to have a good time. I probably should have told you to not go to a party by yourself, but at least it ended really well for you. Even though I did listen to you, I feel like I should tell you that I absolutely hated that experience. I enjoyed walking for nearly 2 hours more than sitting in a room full of drunk people. Whatever. The only thing that I'm taking away from this story is that I was right, and you should listen to me more. I was genuinely happy that even Eva was happy for me. It felt like things were changing, and boy, did they change after that. Zach texted me the next day and asked me if I was up to meet up again after classes, and of course I was down. This was the first time since I came to college that I was actually going out for a fun time, and not because I needed to complete an assignment. Zach and I had a really good time again, and this time, when we were making our way back to campus, Zach asked me if I'd like to meet his friends. I was a bit on the fence about that because I was still pretty nervous to meet new people, but I figured if I managed to meet someone as amazing as Zach due to pure luck, meeting some more people wouldn't hurt. I met Zach's friends group over the weekend, and they turned out to be surprisingly easy to get along with. They made me feel welcomed into their group without even trying too hard. By the time we were all heading back to our dorms, I felt like we had all grown closer in the span of just a few hours. These people became a regular fixture in my life from then on. They all came from different departments, but some of us shared certain classes, and if we didn't, we all met at one particular table in the lawns during lunch hour. Suddenly, college didn't seem like this tedious task that I had to complete on my own. As for Zach and I, we went on a lot more dates by ourselves. Pretty soon we realized that we had feelings for each other, but neither of us made a move. Finally, one day, Zach invited me on an actual fancy dinner date where he asked me to be his girlfriend. Of course, I was ecstatic about it and told him that I would be. We shared our first kiss on our way back home. I felt like I was floating when I got back to my dorm room. I knew that this was going to be a development that Eva was going to love to hear about. She had been really happy for me since I started making actual friends and having fun. Although she had always been rooting for me and Zach to be a couple and kept asking me to make a move, I was way too scared to do that. But she would love to hear that Zach and I were together. I called her up to tell her the good news. "What's up?" "Well, I have some amazing news for you." "Oh, you know I love good news. Tell me everything." "Well, Zach asked me out on the proper date yesterday." "A proper date? Haven't all your solo hangouts actually been dates?" "No, I mean, we went to this fancy restaurant for dinner. I got dressed up for it." "No way! It's crazy that I didn't get to see you all dolled up." "Wow, you really are growing up." "Stop acting like you're my mom." "What do you even mean? I practically raised you at this point." "All right, drama queen. Anyways, I was saying Zach and I had a good time, and then after dinner was over, he asked me to be his girlfriend." "What? Oh, that's wonderful. I'm so happy for you. How are you feeling?" "Like I'm levitating. I still can't believe that this is all real." "Well, it is real, and you better enjoy it as much as you can." "Oh, I definitely will." And that's how things went for the next 3 years. Zach and I got a lot more comfortable with each other as the years passed. Our relationship was something straight out of a movie, and there was not a single day that I was sad when I was with Zach. The only small issue we had between us was that Zach still wanted to live with his parents, while I wanted us to live together. Zach's main argument was that he was saving money so we could spend big when we did get married. So I let it go. I hadn't introduced Eva and Zach to each other officially. Zach was not the biggest fan of phone calls, and he did talk to her here and there, and that was it. And then Eva told me that she was coming back. I was really, really happy to have my best friend back after 4 years. She told me that she had found a better job in our town, and she figured it would be better to come here, especially since me and her family would be there. The day that Eva came back, she came over to my place. We had a sleepover where we just geeked out about her being back finally, and we caught up on everything that had happened in our lives since she left. Finally, we made plans for Eva and Zach to meet that weekend. I was excited for them to meet each other. I was sure they'd like each other. When the weekend came, I walked into the cafe first and greeted Eva. "Hey, Eva." "Hello, and how are you?" "Oh, good. What about you?" "I'm good, but I could be better. Where's your man?" "Zach's parking the car. He'll be here in a second." "Oh, there he is." "Hold on. That's Zach?" "Yes. Why?" "Eva, what are you doing here?" "I could ask you the same thing." "Hello. Could one of you explain what's going on here?" "Diana, out of all the people in this world, I can't believe you're dating him." "Yeah, well, I can't believe you managed to befriend Eva out of everyone on earth." "One of you will either explain or I'm leaving." No, remember how I told you your boyfriend had the same name as my brother? Well, you are dating my brother." "What? But you don't even have the same last names." "Well, he's my half-brother, but still you managed to do something crazy." "I have to agree with that." Eva told me that her mom had died when she was young, and her dad remarried Zach's mother and had Zach. I couldn't believe how everything had lined up so perfectly. Never in a million years would I have thought that I was actually dating Eva's brother, but I was glad that at least he was someone she could vouch for. After about a year of Eva coming back, Zach proposed to me. I obviously said yes, and we began planning our wedding. I told Eva about our engagement, and she seemed upset. I asked her if there was something wrong, but she said there wasn't and quickly changed the topic. I was upset and concerned about Eva's sudden change in behavior. I even talked to Zach about it, and he agreed that the way she was behaving was odd. He tried to talk to her as well, but she just got hostile with him and told him to leave her alone and never speak to her. This went on for months, and eventually, Eva and I were barely speaking with each other. That felt like I had lost a really good friend, and I hated it. I had been busy with the wedding and work, and I had no time to sit down with her for a long time and talk. But one day I decided that I couldn't stand it any longer and told her to come over to my place and talk. Eva, can you please talk to me? What's going on? Why are you suddenly ignoring me? I really don't want to do this to you. What are you talking about? Just tell me if I did something wrong. Did I upset you in any way? No, you did nothing wrong. I'm just dealing with something big and I don't know how to talk about it. Am I not your friend? You can talk to me about anything. I really wish I could tell you this, but this is very different. It'll break you, Diana. I don't care. I just want my best friend back. Zach is also very worried about you. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he's got other things to worry about. What are you talking about? Never mind. Please don't leave me hanging like this, Eva. It's killing me. I feel like I'm losing you. I promise you that you're not going to lose me. I just need to find a way to explain things to you and get even with who I'm angry at. Could I at least get a hint about who you're angry at? No, that will only make things worse for you. Just trust me to handle things the right way, okay? I'm terrified, but I trust you, Eva. Eva barely spoke to me after that. She didn't participate in any of the wedding planning and even refused to be my maid of honor. I was heartbroken, but I trusted that she was not leaving me hanging. The months passed, and it was the day of Zach and I's wedding. Right as it was about time for me to walk down the aisle, Eva texted me and asked me to meet her in the alley behind the hall we were in. I was confused and concerned about her request and asked her why she couldn't come meet me in my room. She told me it was important that no one saw it was her. Whatever she wanted to tell me sounded urgent, and I was worried about it. So I informed one of my bridesmaids that I would be a few minutes late and left to go find Eva. I found Eva pacing back and forth in the alley. She quickly walked up to me. When she saw me, she grabbed my hand and placed a USB in it. Before I could ask her what the USB was for, she told me that I needed to play the video on the USB and expose her brother. I was confused by what she meant, and she made me promise that I would do it. I was so scared about what was going down. But I also knew that the video on this USB would give me the answers I wanted about Eva avoiding me. So I had one of the waitstaff give the USB to the person in charge of the presentations on the video projector. I gave instructions to play it as soon as I walked down the aisle. When I walked down the aisle 2 minutes later, my heart was racing. I couldn't stop thinking about what was on that USB. Zach looked at me with awe and even had tears running down his face as I walked down the aisle. I wanted to believe that Zach had done nothing wrong, but Eva had just asked me to expose him. Once I reached the altar, the video started playing and everybody in the crowd gasped. When I turned around and looked at the video, my stomach dropped. On the video was Zach and one of my bridesmaids, his best friend, Celeste, making out and touching each other all over in his portion of the venue. Just hours before we were supposed to get married, he was feeling up my bridesmaid. I dropped my bouquet of flowers and ran out of the hall, and Zach followed me. Diana, wait! What the hell, Zach? I promise it's not what it looks like. It's not what it looks like? Your hands were all over her and your faces were practically melded together. It was a moment of weakness. A moment of weakness right before you got married to me? Really, Zach? At least come up with less pathetic reasons. Okay, fine. Celeste and I started messing around 2 years ago. Great. So while you were telling me about all the reasons you loved me, you were sleeping around with your best friend? We happened to drink a little too much, and one thing led to another. You're disgusting. Why would you ever keep me in the dark for so long? Well, what did you expect me to say? You'd have left me instantly, not to mention you'd tell Eva, who would then tell my family. You know, my family is very tolerant of everything, and the one thing they can't stand is cheaters. And you know what you just did? You ruined my life. Why are you getting mad at me when you're facing the consequences of your own actions? You could have just come to me in private and talked to me instead of humiliating me that way and getting me probably disowned. Oh, cry me a river. You deserve this. I'm only glad I found out before I actually got married to you. If I hadn't found out, you would have just kept it up, wouldn't you? Yeah, that's what I thought. You're not even sorry that you were cheating on me. You're only sorry that you got caught. And you know what? Screw you. I hope you'll have fun with Celeste now that I'll be out of the picture. I walked away from the hall and texted Eva to meet me at my place. She got there only a few minutes after I did. She tried to hug me, but I only wanted her to explain things to me. She told me that after she came back, she stayed with her parents for a little while. One night she happened to hear 2 pairs of feet shuffling into Zach's room and thought that it was me. She got up to come to talk to me and pull Zach and I's legs for sneaking around when she walked in on him and Celeste. She was in too much shock to even grab evidence of them together. She simply walked back to her room and tried to fall asleep. After that, she couldn't look at me without feeling guilty for knowing something really bad. She didn't think I'd believe her without evidence because of how much I loved Zach. She tried her best for months after to find evidence for me, and when she did, she figured I'd like to take revenge in the best way possible. Honestly, she hit a lot of points on the head. She was not wrong that I wouldn't have believed her and that I would have loved to take revenge. I gave her the biggest hug I could as a thank you for looking out for me. She apologized over and over again for keeping it from me, but I understood where she was coming from. She stayed with me for a while and consoled me while I got through the shock of my relationship ending. It's been a few months since all of this went down. Let me tell you, it has been a long process of healing. Zach tried to get back in touch with me, but I blocked him everywhere. Eva told me that no one in the family was speaking to him and that their parents had kicked him out. Apparently Celeste had also dumped him for someone else. It's satisfying to see Zach's life fall apart so well. My life could not be going any better, and I'm grateful to the one person who had my back through it all. Cheers!